know what? No, we're just gonna do this. So this is normally where I would do my spiel of welcome to the Cutline, introduce the guests. However, already seeing in the chat, I think everyone already knows who the guest is. Welcome everybody to the Cutline. You guys already know who the guest is here. Connor, aka Elly Productions. What's up, man? The chat's all excited.
Well, hello, chat. Thank you for making me look good. I appreciate that.
You know what they're saying, right?
No, oh no, is it bad?
Well, it may be bad for you because.
Never mind. I take it back. Damn you, chat.
You know, it's funny. Literally, so chat. Literally, like, so Connor comes in here. I'm wearing a different hat. I was wearing a hat for the university I work at. And then Connor's over here with his Daily Downforce hat. So I'm like, now I gotta go get mine.
Now we're twinning. We're matching.
Yep.
We look so good.
So, what did you think of Las Vegas?
All in all, just a pretty straightforward race. Like, I don't want to say like boring because it wasn't. There was some good racing. There was some good moments. It was. I think a good word is efficient. A very like.
Yes.
I don't even think we quite. I don't think we came close to 3 hours in that race. Like, it just, and only one caution for any incident all day, which unfortunately happened to my favorite driver. But yeah, just a very efficient race that went off without very many hitches, and I think at least now for most people a very good winner in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking with I was in a Discord chat with my guys over at this iRacing league I announced for, and a lot of them were saying they didn't really like the race. They thought it was pretty boring. I thought it was fairly solid. I mean, you had battles for the lead. I want to talk about some of the winners and stuff later on. But you had battles for the lead. You had comers and goers. Hamlin had to move his way up through the field to get that win. Even Ty Gibbs was working his way through the field as well. I thought that, I don't know if it's because, we start off with 2 super speedways and we got a road course. And I don't know if that just warps what we think about what's a good race or not. But it's like, I saw everyone saying that the race was mid, it was bad. I'm like, this race is pretty good. I don't know what y'all are complaining about.
Yeah, I didn't see much that. I mean, now I feel sympathetic to all the comments I've been seeing online about that was a lot of commercials. Oh my gosh, the commercials. That was, it's getting to be a little, even for me who, I advertise products for a living. It's getting a little hard to ignore.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go to the chat real quick, and at least half of the comments are Connor Top. Dash is Connor Top. He said it 3 times. Elite Gamer has said the Connor Top twice. Oh, hey, there's Raging Knuckles. Hey, look, guys, it's Connor Top.
It's so bad that I actually had to explain the Tyler Tomasi. I sponsored him in Talladega, and I had to like explain to him the joke because he was like, I keep getting these comments that just say like Connor Top and Carrot Top, and I had to explain to a real NASCAR driver what that means. I hate it.
I remember the last time you were on here, you had to explain that too, and that was funny. Because the last time you were on here, I was like, why does everyone keep saying Connor Top? I even went back to look at old streams. I'm just like, I still don't get it.
Every time. I think that'll follow me until the day I die.
Oh, Stash has a comment for you that isn't Connor Top. Elly, the AVS or the Avs are overrated. Their lack of production on the power play will destroy them come playoff time.
Untrue and sadly true. We just have to beat the Stars. I don't care much about the cup. I just want to beat the Stars. That's it.
I just realized something. Whatever you do, do not go into the comment section and look at Elite Gamer's profile picture.
I've already seen it. Please tell me you didn't change that just for this stream, because then that's just turbo terrible.
I think he did do that. Like, if I'm remembering, because I told the Discord that you were going to be on. Like, I told them like all week, and then they just kept saying, I want to do Connor Top this, I want to do Connor Top that, and I'm just like, y'all do what you want.
Elite Gamer, you disappoint me. You're the #1 chatter, so thank you, but you also disappoint me.
I do want to talk a little bit about the winner, Denny Hamlin. It's interesting. Now, I know you said that Hamlin was good, would miss the playoffs last year, right? I think this year you said he'd make it.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to talk about something about Hamlin. It really feels like this is back-to-back years that there's a lot of people doubting Denny Hamlin. I mean, last year, you said he'd miss the playoffs, for example, and even like this year, I don't think people are necessarily saying that he's going to, be winless or miss the chase or anything. But I've seen a lot of guys say that he's not going to be as good as he was last year, even though trying to replicate 6 wins is always going to be difficult. But he's not going to be as good as last year. The lawsuit, what happened with his father, like losing the championship at Phoenix. I feel like a lot of people have really thought that Hamlin is just mentally going to be out of it this season. I haven't necessarily been one of those people. I've been one of those people who are like, he just came off a 6-win season. He was half a lap away from winning the championship with the white flag until Byron kamikaze the wall. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, but Hamlin, in my opinion, he's a veteran. I feel like he's more mentally tough than we give him credit for. Even though, again, don't get me wrong, he went through a lot in the offseason. The championship, his personal life, the lawsuit. But I still feel like Hamlin knows that he's got to go in and he's going to do what he has to do, especially because he did say that 2027 was going to be his final year. So I felt like with that knowledge that this is going to be, he's only got a few chances left to win the championship. He's had one of his best shots last year, even though in my opinion, I think Hamlin's best shot ever to win a championship is with the old format, because I don't think Hamlin is, my personal opinion, consistent enough to win a championship nowadays. But what say you? What do you think about Denny Hamlin? And even like a win like this, because I personally think a win like this shows that Denny still got it. He's still mentally in it. I mean, he had to overcome a speeding penalty. Shocker, Hamlin and speeding penalties. But he had to overcome that, and he still won the race pretty convincingly. I think he still led the most laps, if I believe. So what do you think about Hamlin getting the win, the 61st win, passing Kevin Harvick? And what do you think this says for the 11's chances of fighting for the championship?
I think obviously it's a good sign, and especially with how they started. Obviously, plate races are plate races. It's just you're gonna get caught up in some messes. But Coda was good for him. Phoenix was good for him. I think those were both top 5 finishes, if I'm not mistaken. And then to win in Vegas, it just shows a lot of consistency. It shows he hasn't, even after everything that's happened, he really hasn't skipped a beat. I think people's doubts, at least mine personally, they stem from the fact that this is the point in a career where you really start counting the wins and you start really enjoying them. That was kind of how I felt about Truex in 23, where whenever he'd win a race, I'd try to enjoy it a little more because you never know when the last one's going to come. This could have been Denny's last win. We don't know. Based on how the season started, I wouldn't say that's the case, but I didn't think Truex in 23 at New Hampshire, I didn't think that'd be his last win. Harvick in 22 at Richmond, I didn't think that'd be his last win. And I hate to say it, but maybe Kyle Busch at, what was it? Gateway? Yeah, Gateway 2023. That may have been his last win. Like, you never know when they're going to happen. So I think it's a great sign for his whole team that, again, he hasn't skipped a beat. He's still winning race. Literally, this was the last race he won in the fall last year. And now he's right back to it, winning again. And not just that, but dominating. I mean, he didn't back into it at all. He did a great job today. For Hamlin fans, which I think there are a lot more this year, it's a great sign.
I think one of the best things about Hamlin, and this is his edge over guys like Elliott and Kyle Busch, is his ability to adapt. Where you've seen guys like Elliott, you've seen guys like Kyle Busch, even Keselowski to an extent. They've struggled, even though we're in, year 5, year 6 of this next gen car. They've struggled to adapt to it. I do want to talk about Chase in just a little bit, but, whether it's RCR or Kyle Busch is falling off a cliff, he hasn't really adapted well to this next gen car. Even in his lone next gen year with JGR, he only won one race, Bristol Dirt. I was there, and and even then, it took a miracle for him to win that race. Chase Elliott, yeah, he won 5 races in 2022, and the injury probably took a little bit of part in that in 23. But he's only won 3 races since 2023, I believe. He hasn't won that much. Yeah, he's been consistent, but we'll probably see him in a better light with this new format. But he's only winning 3 races in the last 3 years. Larson did that in all of last year. Reddick did that in the first 3 races this year. So Hamlin's ability to adjust and adapt to any form of car. This is a guy who's ran the Gen 4. Gen 5, Gen 6, next gen car. This is a guy who we need to put in that light. If he can kind of get into any kind of stock car and he can just go out and win. And I'm not even talking about O'Reilly cars or trucks.
Yeah. It's actually, now that you mention it, is very impressive the amount of adaptability he's had over the years to, different formats and different cars and everything. I guess he wasn't around before the chase, but still, they have to go through the chase and then the playoffs and then back to the chase again in its current state with stages and all those different cars that are just so different. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how different each and every step of the way has been. The fact that he's still out there kicking tail is really, really impressive.
Oh, by the way, Elite changed his profile picture back to the original, which is Briscoe's.
Oh, that is so much better. Thank you. Oh, I like that a lot more. Thank you, Elite Gamer.
I want to see the chat real quick. Dash said, and Elite Gamer saying Truex should have won Spring Richmond in 24. Was that the one that Hamlin jumped the restart?
Yep. That one will never not bother me.
It didn't Fox completely miss the shot.
Oh, they missed so many shots.
Yeah, that was.
Yep. They had Joe Gibbs hobbling over the pit wall, and then it cuts to Truex trying to murder it was terrible TV direction and just a terrible race. I'm a little biased, but
Dash saying I was at Truex's final win. I had no idea it would be his last. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I think if I had to think of a driver in recent memory who I kind of had a feeling that would be his final career win, honestly, it might be Casey Kane in the Brickyard 400. That's the only one I could think of thinking, I don't think he's winning anymore after that. Because never thought Jimmy's final win would come approaching 10 years ago at this point.
Oh, God, I don't like to think about that.
Neither do I. I remember, I'm going to sidetrack a little bit here. I remember, I was in sophomore year of high school, I believe, when that race happened. And it was a Monday race. Every time there was a Monday race, whether it was, a race that got postponed on Monday, I would always ask my parents, can I just leave school early to watch the race? And it took a lot of convincing, but eventually they were just like, you can leave school early, or you could just stay home. And I remember watching Jimmy win the 11th time at Dover, and I'm thinking, okay, he's winning, and, he's probably going to get to, probably 85, 90 wins. And then he just fell off a cliff after that. And like you mentioned, you just never know when a guy is going to win his final race. I mean, Casey Kane won a race after Jimmy Johnson won. He got his final win after Jimmy got his.
Yeah, that's weird to think about. And for a while, he had Hendrick's last win for over a year because they were kind of struggling until Chase Elliott started notching some.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you really never know. And Jimmy Johnson started that year first in points for a while. A lot of people were like, oh no, here comes the 8th. Here comes his 8th title. And I think a lot of people cite that Pocono crash. I'm not sure if it was just that. It seemed like Hendrick as a whole kind of fell off a cliff. But yeah, you would have never thought that would be his last win, and it was.
No.
Unless he can win San Diego or Daytona next year.
He ain't winning.
Who knows?
As a former Jimmy Johnson fan, he's not winning.
Hey, it's possible. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points. Anything is possible.
I should have gotten my Heat sweater. That's what I should have worn. Everyone want to say, unethical. It's what do you want the man to do?
He had a shot at history. There's a lot of people who've had shots at history. It's the way it goes. And Jimmy Johnson might. Mm-hmm. Hell of a segue. What a segue.
Speaking of Hendrick cars, I want to talk about Chase Elliott really quick. And I wouldn't have brought him up if I wasn't dogging on him in the last stream that I did last week, where I was saying that Chase Elliott is consistently mid, and then he goes out there and almost wins Las Vegas. But I have to feel like at some point, Chase is going to figure it out with this car. He's too good of a driver not to figure it out. I get it, the car doesn't necessarily suit his driving style, but I doubt it suits a lot of the field's driving style. Can you tell me, does the next gen suit Kyle Larson's driving style? Because I guarantee you probably not.
No, not like the Gen 6.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Chase Elliott is as good as Kyle Larson. I think a lot of people would say he isn't, but he's not far behind, and Chase Elliott's still a really good driver. So I'm just waiting for that 2022 Chase to appear where he's winning, 3, 4, 5 races, where he's really looking like a top five threat. He's always a top 10 threat, but I need to see that top 5 threat. I need to see that race winning threat that he was, honestly, for much of the day. He kind of hung out around the top 10, but he was working his way through the field. And I've seen a lot of complaints about whether it's Alan Gustafson, like not making the right adjustments, or just maybe Chase, it doesn't seem like he's as interested in the sport as, maybe he was before when he was winning multiple races. But now, I think a run like this for Chase really is going to give a lot of confidence to this team, because we have Phoenix. I don't remember exactly where they finished at Phoenix, but we had Phoenix, and then he had a good run here, Las Vegas. We're going to Darlington, where he's pretty good at. There's a good set of tracks coming for Chase Elliott now coming up. What do you say about the runner-up run for Chase Elliott? Because I think it means a little bit more than just, okay, he got second, because this is a guy who needs to have top 5 runs, who needs to show that he can win races, that he has the speed to win races. So with a run like this and almost catching the 11, what do you think this means for the 9?
I think he's off to a really good start, but I've noticed the past couple years, he's just been Mr. Consistency. Like you said, he's only won 3 races in the last 2 years, which is a little shocking considering he's like the face of the sport. And you wouldn't think that he's only won that many races, but the fact that he had the best average finish, I think, in 2024, and then last year, I think he had the second best average finish behind, I actually got the stats here, behind Christopher Bell. So even though he's not winning, he is still the poster child for consistency, which about 20 years ago would be rewarded. Unfortunately, it's not 20 years ago. But I think a start like this, and especially how he was able to close up on the 11 team, it seems like they're knocking on the door, not just to notching like the one-off victory where it's like a super speedway race, or Kansas wasn't a fluke. That was very impressive. I don't want to call it a fluke. It wasn't. But there was a lot of things that had to go really right for him to win that race. I was there. I always have to say I was there because it was a great race. But yeah, I think runs like this where it's just really good, consistent laps where, if he had just a couple more laps there at the end, I think he could have given Hamlin a run for his money. But I think it's very important. And as we get further and further into the season and closer to the chase, I think this consistency that he's been showing, if he can keep on showing it, that's going to pay dividends toward a championship.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, yeah, consistency, and he can add that race-winning pace. I mean, Chase can be almost unstoppable, in my opinion, because he's got the consistency down. If he could even tap into, like half of Larson or half of Hamlin's race-winning pace, I don't see many people that can really compete that much with the 9 car. I mean, you got your Hamlins, your Larsons, your Bells, but I mean, like, he's arguably the most consistent driver up front. And then you have the race-winning pace. I mean, yeah, the sky's the limit for the 9.
Yeah, I agree. And also, that car just looks so good. I love the Napa scheme this year.
I like it, but I'm still always confused why they had so much white. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like, I pass by Napa stores all the time. I see other Napa cars and, like, like when they were in IndyCar and anything like that, and I never see any white. So why is it with Chase they always add white?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's a question for brand identity. But then again, I also, McDonald's, they always had these colorful red and yellow cars, and then you pass by them and the building is just like beige. Yeah. So I don't know, brand identity seems to be in a weird spot these days.
Yeah, that's true. Skyline said, I wonder if there's still time for Junior Motorsports to make a Michael Annett tribute scheme for Sammy Smith given the history. I mean, that is true. I imagine they're probably going to do that sometime this year. I don't know if they've announced that at all, but I feel like what they might do is they might do that for Michael Annett's home track. I don't know exactly where that is, but
it's like maybe Des Moines.
Where's that
at? Des Moines. What is that? Iowa? Yeah.
Okay. So
when they go to Iowa, I guess they could do that.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. If there's a Michael Annett scheme, you heard it here first.
They really should. I think it's been good to see all the tribute schemes for Biffle, especially the ones for Darlington. That's going to be fun to see. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think Annett would be good, and I also like the little sticker that they put on Hamlin's car. It's been nice to see all the tributes and the outpouring of support for all them.
Yeah. I think Elliot's a lot more interested in the sport with the new format from Raging Knuckles. I mean, yeah. I mean, I heard a little bit about that where it's like a lot of drivers, they just lost interest with the format. I mean, I can't blame them. But I mean, you got this chase format, and that definitely should help, like Elliot or even like a Busher or someone like that. Like it feels like their consistency and their good runs are finally going to be rewarded as opposed to, oh, I'm SVG, I run 25th, and then I win a race, and now I'm locked in.
Yeah. It's crazy. If he had progressed just a little bit further on the ovals in that first round, if he maybe had Bristol just a little bit more down, he would have easily made his way into the second round, and then would have easily made his way to the third round.
Which is crazy.
That's just nuts. I mean, it's. I love SVG, but yeah, that's ridiculous.
I think I predicted last year he would make the round of 12, but I said he'd have missed the round of 8. And the reason I said that is because he missed the next round. He missed the round of 8 in the Xfinity Series, and that had the Charlotte Roval in it. So I thought it happened again in Cup. Now, he missed the round of 12 altogether, then he ended up winning the Roval, so it didn't really matter. But SVG, where did he finish today? I think he finished like in the 30s. Yeah, he was bad today. He was really.
I don't know what happened.
Hold on, let me look this up. SVG finished 36, 5 laps down.
Was that last? I think it was.
Oh yeah, that is last. That is last.
Especially after literally here at this track last year, he was running. I think he got involved in an accident, but he was running like almost top 10, if not top 10. And then Kansas a couple weeks earlier than that, he finished 10th. Like he started really putting it together on the ovals. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what went down today.
16th. He ran well at Phoenix. I know he had that near spin like at the beginning of the race, but like it didn't look like there was a lot of damage. So I mean, I can't imagine that it was that much. Trackhouse in general today just seemed slow. Chastain was nowhere. Yeah. Zillage was a problem and a half. And SVG was just nowhere after the spin. So I don't know what happened with Trackhouse today. But yeah, I mean, like, we've seen progression for SVG. And today just felt like a major step back. So yeah, I don't know what happened.
I really hope they can start buttoning their stuff up. Partly because my favorite driver's there now. But it feels like these last few years of next-gen racing, I feel like they're the one team that has noticeably regressed. Like, I feel like Legacy's had their flashes in the pan. Colleague had, I mean, they got the pole with Allmendinger at Bristol last year, which was shocking.
Yeah.
Spire Motorsports has had some consistent runs. Like, every other team has at least been showing some flashes of something. Even Front Row at the plate tracks in 2024 they were pretty stout. I just feel like Trackhouse is the one team that, since the Hail Melon of all things, has just kind of kept on falling back and back and back, and I really hate to see that.
Elite is asking out of curiosity, who is your favorite driver now?
Connor Zilish.
It's
10% because he's a great driver, 90% because we have the same name.
That's real. I got a funny story about Connor. So it was 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. I was announcing for this local racing league down here in South Florida. We were at Sebring, and one of the team owners, we were just talking to one of the team owners, and they were telling us how, when Connor was really, really young, he would start out his racing. He started like learning how to drive cars in that racing series, which is called FAR USA. Shout out to FAR USA, by the way. So that is why Connor is now my second favorite. I got 3 favorite drivers now. I got Larson number 1, Connor number 2 because of that connection. Yeah. And then now my third one, as of yesterday, is Carson Hocevar. And the only reason Hocevar is my third favorite driver is because he likes the movie Speed Racer. That is the only reason. That is my
I like that.
That is my favorite movie of all time. I've shown it on the show here. I literally have the diecast 124 and 164 for the Mach 5.
Heck yeah.
So when I found out, have you seen that edit Hocevar posted it like before the 500, where it was like Hocevar in like that T180 Mach 6, number 77. If you haven't, you gotta check that out. It is a really cool edit.
I can't remember who made it. They posted like their process of making it, but it's so impressive. Some of the people are kind of like Noah Sweet, I think is his name, Lefty.
Yeah.
I think that's the correct name. Some of the stuff he in particular, I don't think he made the Speed Racer one, but some of the stuff he's done with 3D modeling and animation and stuff, like, it's just remarkable. I I've kind of wanted to dabble into that myself, but I have nowhere near the amount of patience to do that. So
Yeah, neither do
I'll
I.
leave it to the pros.
I think it starts with. I'm gonna look it up. Like the guy starts like his name starts with a J. That's all I know. So it's not Lefty.
Is it Jay Bowen?
Here, let me look it
Is
up.
that who it was?
JT Racing.
Oh, okay.
JT Racing. Oh, he made a bunch of Speed Racer edits. Okay, yeah, you're getting a follow.
Yeah, by the way, guys, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. He does some really good stuff. We're not paid, by the way. We're
Nope,
not paid
not
to do this
paid.
advertisement.
Look,
It's really cool stuff.
yeah, like I said, I'm probably the biggest Speed Racer movie fan. Like I love that movie. You know what? I know. Okay, I'm going sidetracking a bit here, but the one of the reasons I love that movie so much is because, tell me if I'm wrong, it feels like a lot of racing movies don't show a lot of racing. Think about it. Cars only has the first race and the last race. Cars 3, I'm not counting Cars 2. Cars 3 has snapshots of a couple races and then the big one at the end. Even Ford vs. Ferrari doesn't have a lot of races, and that's my favorite live action racing movie. F1, not a lot. I mean, it's got more racing, which is good, but you'd like some more. Speed Racer has 5 races throughout the movie, and they're all decently length. I want racing in my racing movies. I don't want 2 minutes of racing followed by, oh, does the old guy still got it, or can the new guy rise his way? I want to see the cars. I want to see the cars on the track and then go. Speed Racer is one of the only movies, even though those cars don't exist, that actually do it.
No, I agree. I think a lot of sports movies that just don't have a lot of sports in them, and I'd like to see more sports in my sports movies.
Seriously.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
Raging Knuckles says Noah Sweet is an amazing car scheme designer. And Elite is asking, Carrot Top throwback when?
I want to do that. I really do. I wish money wasn't such an item, but I think if we had the right partnership, that would be glorious.
Did you do, I know you've done that for the past couple years, but did you do a paint scheme stream last year?
Yeah, I did actually, early last year.
Okay,
That's right.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Because I was trying to remember if you did that last year, this year. Because I know, like, some of the people on, like, in that iRacing league I do, they submitted some, and it was. So I was thinking, like, I might ask them to submit some again.
That'd be pretty cool. I gotta figure out how to do it the right way, because the past 2 times I've done it, it's taken like 5 hours because I didn't put a proper limitation on how many. And there's this one dude who just submitted like, he'd submit like the same car 25 times, but like with one logo missing each time. And I'm just like, why even? What are we doing? Like, it's like midnight. Half the viewers have gone to bed, and I'm like, oh, this is the worst. Like, this is like one of the most privileged jobs on the planet. But oh my god, that night was horrible.
So how do I've never done it before. So how do guys submit the schemes?
Usually I just do like a Google form where they upload just a image file or something. And in theory, they would only be able to upload one. The problem with the last one is that I didn't put a limit on the amount of submissions they could do, so they just like kept submitting one image over and over. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I literally was thinking like maybe make a Google form. You just mentioned it already, so.
Yeah, I see. If I was smart, I could do it right, but I'm not that smart.
Alita's saying 100 plus Carrot Top cars.
Yep. What was the final count? It was like 100. It was like 109, I think. Was and that wasn't the amount of Carrot Top cars. That was the amount of Carrot Tops. And particularly, NASCAR submitted one that had, gosh, it must have been like 50 or 60 Carrot Tops on the one car. Like, he made his Carrot Top's eyes were the headlights, and there was a bunch of like little berries all over the car that had Carrot Top's face in them. The little driver in the car was Carrot Top. That haunts my nightmares.
Danny's saying that Chastain and Swartz apparently had an argument after the race. Did you see that?
I saw them cut to Chastain's in-car camera like straight away. So I was wondering why they did that, but I didn't see anything about an argument.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
neither did I. Um, Dash saying it was horrifying. I'm assuming he's referring to the stream.
Probably no. I think the Carrot Top car. That thing was. I wish NASCAR didn't have so many like rules and regulations on how the cars need to look, because if we could do something like that, oh, we would never be allowed back.
What is your dream, if this makes any sense? What is your dream Carrot Top scheme? Like, if you had to design your own carrot, it has to be Carrot Top.
I think just the like genuinely the. I think doing the oops all Carrot Top car in real life, that's ridiculously unrealistic, but it would be very funny to have to explain that. But even just like showing up to Darlington with the old classic Ken Schrader scheme, with my face on it instead of Carrot Top's, I think that'd be the goal. That's like the end game of this whole channel. I don't care about how many subscribers I get. I don't care about the views. I don't care about the money. I just need my Carrot Top throwback car, and then I can die happy.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, Ross and Swartz had some disagreement. They were in each other's faces. I did just check through Twitter a little bit as well, and apparently people were trying to, reports were trying to talk with Chastain, and Chastain literally said, "No, I'm not talking about it," and walked away. Did something... I'm trying to remember, did anything happen with them? I mean, they were both running like 20th, so it's not like really mattered, but did something happen with those two on the track? Do you remember seeing anything about them on the track? 'Cause on the broadcast, I didn't see anything.
I didn't see or hear anything about anything. Again, the only thing I found it perplexing that they cut to Chastain's in-car camera like right at the end, because I was like, wait, he finished 17th. Who cares about that? Yeah. But I guess he was a little fired up about something.
Oh, I'm looking at... Oh, yeah, so Chastain got into Suarez. This looks like it's on the cooldown lap. And... And they started shoving each other on... Okay.
Not sure trying to see if I could find a video on Twitter. I'm not finding anything.
Yeah, I can't find anything either. I just see, what happened after. I don't see anything that happened during.
People are usually on top of this stuff. I'm like, oh, wait. Here we go.
Got it.
I got it. There's like an in-car view here. Maybe I could... Here, I got OBS. I could maybe pull it up on my camera here. Ooh, the camera, doesn't show at all. It's, cut off. Sad. Yeah, it looks like they were just having a little argument, a little spat.
That's interesting. Oh, Front Stretch apparently uploaded something, so we could check that out.
No fight, though. I'm disappointed. I wanted it to be like Logano and Busch all those years ago. I wanted punches thrown.
That was almost 10 years ago. I remember I was that race, too.
Oh, my gosh. Time's fun, isn't it?
There was something I know the Downforce, the chat wanted me to talk about a couple days ago. And I saw a lot of people in the Daily Downforce Discord talking about when Larson won yesterday, and they were talking about how they were saying that the leeches are back, that these guys are just coming in, they're taking rides from guys. Like, I've seen on social media a lot about, oh, we're taking Raja out of the 88 and we're only putting other guys, and for Cup guys, for example. And I saw a lot of people saying they don't like the fact that Larson is winning all the time, or the fact they got so many Cup guys like Zillage now, even though he's a rookie. Zillage, Larson, Byron, all this coming in and taking wins again from O'Reilly drivers. I'm of the opinion that I personally don't think it doesn't really matter that much anymore. I mean, this point is these guys are so good at what they do, and it's not like Larson got the win easily. It's not like the 88 yesterday just was dominating, winning by 5 seconds and led all the laps. No, he had to work his way through the field. He had to fight to get to that lead, because most of that race was dominated by, who was Allgaier was up there, Jesse Love was up there, Sam Mayer was up there. A lot of these guys, the main guys were leading the race, and then Larson just happened to get it at the end. But what is your opinion on this? Because I know the Downforce chat, they wanted to talk about this, because in my opinion, I don't think it's personally that bad anymore. And another reason is because the O'Reilly car drives completely completely different than the next gen car.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't really correlate now, which in my opinion, I think this is really why we have such a developmental issue now with the O'Reilly series. The cars are so different that you can't really translate anything from the O'Reilly to the Cup car. I mean, look at Carson Osavar. He went straight from trucks to Cup, and he has adapted very well. Look at everyone that's gone from O'Reilly to Cup. Ty Gibbs, Noah Gragson. It's still really early on, so I'm not going to put a definitive note on it, but Connor Zillage. These guys get into a Cup car after dominating O'Reilly, and they struggle really, really bad. One reason why I think so is because the cars are so different. You might as well be driving a completely different discipline of racing. Like I personally say, like the gap between O'Reilly and Cup cars, you could probably compare it to IndyCar and NASCAR. That's how different they are. Maybe not to that extent, but that is how different they are. So I don't think you can really translate as much because they just don't correlate as well. So, I mean, yeah, track time is track time, but they're so different. So, what say you about that? About the whole, Cup guys coming down to O'Reilly, coming down to trucks and taking all the wins? I used to be a guy who doesn't like that. Now I don't mind that, but what say you?
I think I agree that I agree on multiple angles. The fact that the cars are extremely different, and you're right that we look at guys like Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson and Connor Zillage. Well, Connor Zillage only had a couple races at this point, but they dominate in the lower series, and they come to the Cup series, and all of a sudden it's not just that they're not winning or they're not the top dog anymore. It's that they're kind of struggling, especially Ty Gibbs in recent years. That one shocked me, being in a top ride at Joe Gibbs Racing. But I think having those drivers like Kyle Larson be able to dip into the lower series, I think that's still important for the development of our lower series drivers, especially today where, I hate to mention it because it's beating a dead horse, but the fact that there are a lot of pay drivers in the sport. There are a lot of drivers who, respectfully, as much talent as they may have, if they didn't have the backing that they have, they would not be in the seats that they're in. So I think it's important to have, especially to those drivers. I mean, you literally ask those drivers how they feel about Cup guys coming down. And yeah, it might feel like they're stealing their lunch money. It might feel like Kyle Larson is stealing Raja Caruth's chance. But all those drivers, at least most of what I've heard, they love to get that experience. They love being able to battle toe-to-toe with Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. And also I saw one comment saying, like, it's dumb that Caruth is getting taken out for a Cup guy of his own ride. Now, I don't really understand why this is the case, but that's what he signed up for. It's a part-time deal with JRM. It's not his ride, per se. I don't know why that's the case. I don't really know why that's the deal they went with, but that is the deal that they had. So I think the fact that NASCAR has made it so you can only declare for one championship, I can't remember what year it was, like 2016, I think, where Cup drivers could not participate during the postseason, during the Xfinity Series playoffs. I feel like they've made some good moves to make sure that, bushwhacking is a thing of the past. So I know you're going to have to deal with the occasional Cup guy coming in and smacking the field around, but that's part of it. And I don't see anything inherently wrong with that. I think NASCAR has acknowledged that complaint from the fans. I think they've sufficiently made sure that it's not as big a problem. So I see it as a big nothing burger.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. The chat does not agree with that though. You already talked about the thing with Caruth. I saw my buddy NASCAR Opinion. He mentioned something. He talked about how the only reason that Caruth is even in that 88 is because Cup guys are in that car. I'm guessing what he means by that is he's trying to say that the Cup guys were first in line, and then they needed to fill out the rest of the schedule. So then they said, "Oh, we'll put Raj on the car." I don't know if that's completely the case, especially because HendrickCars.com, I mean, they can put whoever they want in the car, personally. And JRM has...
I was surprised they didn't just stick Corey Day in that car full time and then have the 17 just be a revolving door of Cup drivers or something.
Yeah, exactly. But I kind of get what he's saying there. The chat's kind of answering this.
Solid theory.
Yeah. Alita's asking this. The chat has mentioned it as well, but we'll say it. I'm curious. I'm assuming we've all heard about Legacy Motor Club expanding, right? Who do y'all think gets the third car? It's going to be either Herbst or love. I mean, those are the two biggest connections. It's probably going to be Herbst because, in my opinion, Kyle Busch, he's going to be out at RCR, and they're going to put Love in the 8. So it'll probably be Herbst in the 3rd legacy card.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Sadly, I don't care for his performances in 2311. It's kind of amazing how it's literally just the two other guys. Last year was so abhorrent. The fact that he could only beat Cody Ware in a top Toyota team that was winning races and fighting for the championship. It's excuse me if I don't have a lot of faith in that guy, but I feel like he just hasn't proven a whole lot, you know.
Look, I've been on the record multiple times saying that Riley Herbst is not good. He was an okay Xfinity guy, and he is one of the worst Cup guys that I've ever seen. He had one of the worst rookie seasons in Cup Series history. He made JJ Yeley look like a chase contender.
Yeah. And that takes a lot. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of floundering.
Yeah. He's probably a really cool dude, but on the track,
yeah. I always hate saying this stuff about these guys because they could very well be great.
I know, they're probably like the
track.
nicest guys in the world, and then it's like, like, I met Kayvon Thibodeau like a couple years ago, and he was a really nice guy, and I mean, like, you know, you see he's not the best pass rusher, you know, he wasn't even the best pass rusher on the Giants, but it's like, he's such a nice guy, but it's like,
It's you hate having to talk about people like this and reduce them to stats and numbers and stuff, but that's kind of what we do. That's kind of the job of analysts and stuff.
Yeah, analysts, you know, all that. So
Suarez over Busch? What?
I
just looked at chat. Ooh.
I
don't like that comment.
I don't know, Dash. I don't know about that one. I mean, is Kyle Busch the greatest driver in the world? No, he's pretty washed, but Suarez, I don't know about that one.
That's a hot take right there. Maybe he means like right in this very moment, right in this race today.
Well, Busch
and you know what? In the standings too.
Well, Busch finished 30th, 31st. He had a terrible race. So, I guess, yeah, in this race specifically?
That's a hot take, man. That's a hot take.
Busch was 2 laps down on pure speed while Dillon was top 15 all day. Yeah, Austin Dillon was top 15. Like, I don't know what's going on. Austin Dillon has had a sneaky good start to the year. He ran top 15 at Phoenix before I think he got into a crash, and he ran top 15 here at Vegas. So, I don't know what's going on with RCR, and now all of a sudden, Dillon's won more than Busch recently, so this makes sense, but yeah. Dillon's having a solid start to the year.
Yeah, he gained 10 positions in the points today.
Wow.
So
where's he at now?
He's in 24th. He's still behind Kyle, but not too far behind.
Oh, he's saying future outlook. Well, yeah, Busch is in his 40s. Suarez is in his 30s.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was about to say Busch is going to be gone here soon. Yeah. Although, honestly, Suarez might be too. I really don't know.
That's true. All right, because for some reason tier maker isn't working for me, I can't put up race weekend rankings real quick, but I'll go over them really quick because we only had 2 races to go over this week. Both races this week felt pretty similar in the sense of I thought they were both solid, and I'm probably going to forget about them, you know, by Darlington or by Bristol, I think, is the next race after that. If I had to pick one, I'd probably put Cup slightly over O'Reilly just because we had that anticipation at the end of can Elliott get by Hamlin? Hamlin working his way through the field, a lot of comers and goers throughout the race. O'Reilly had a lot of the same thing, but once Larson got by and O'Reilly, it was pretty much over. So I would probably give the slight edge to Cup over the O'Reilly series for this race, but again, very similar. Very similar.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's also just more fun with in my opinion, it's partly the cars themselves, partly the regulations. Those higher horsepower cars, man, it's just they're fun to watch at these big tracks. I miss that so much.
Hopefully they come back. I mean, NASCAR's finally starting to get back in that direction. Hopefully they continue that.
Yeah.
And for the 2026 race weekend rankings, I'll ask you this because I've been going back and forth in my mind. Would you say this is a bottom of the B tier or a high C tier? Now, when I say C tier, I don't mean C tier that it's bad. I mean C tier's early mid. It is an okay race that I'll probably forget about. Anything above that is good. Anything below that is bad. Would you put this race at the top of C tier, or both these races, because they're probably going to go neck and neck, at the top of C tier or the bottom of B tier?
I'd say top of C tier, just because the forgettableness. Like, it's the races themselves. Again, I think they were fine. They were enjoyable. It's, you know, not. It's hard to go straight from Tyler Reddick making history in the first three. Like, we're seeing NASCAR history in front of our eyes to, oh, it's just another season. Okay, here we go. It's hard to go from that to that, and also go from 2 plate races to a big road course, like, and then all of a sudden we're back at Phoenix and we're back at Vegas and everything. It's a little bit
weird,
I guess. Yeah, it's weird. It's a little underwhelming, I guess. That's just the way the schedule's set up.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was nothing glaringly wrong with the racing or with the package or with the rules or anything. It's just straightforward racing. And but the fact that you're right, the fact that we will probably forget about these races in the near future, to the point where I think, you know, a couple weeks I'll be like, wait, Denny Hamlin 161? Oh wait, yeah, that's right, he did. I think top of C tier is where these belong.
All right. Well, you guys can't see it, but I'll post them up later tonight or sometime tomorrow. But yeah, so the 2026 race weekend rankings, we got Cup at number 1, O'Reilly number 2, and then we got both of them at the top of C tier. So you guys can make your race weekend rankings down below with the link in the description, both for this race and the 2026 season. We're doing it just like we did last year. We are ranking every single race. Not really going to put ARCA this time just because I don't watch enough ARCA, but O'Reilly truck. Well, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time.
I'm sorry. I just F like.
I think I had like 3 ARCA races in F tier last year for completely different reasons. Whether it was the racing itself sucked, whether it was that terrible rule that the race has to finish under green.
Yep.
Like, I had so many. Like, I think I had 3 or 4 races. I'd have to go back and look, but so many races in the F tier just.
I'm surprised it was that few. I thought it'd be more.
Well, because I think I only ranked like 5.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was about to say, like, oh my gosh, no, you can't. That's great value versus the actual leading brands.
Even in iRacing, ARCA sucks because the ARCA car in iRacing is awful. It is stupid tight. I'm not a patient driver. I like to be loose because I want to go fast. I want to go now. So when you got the iRacing car, the ARCA car in iRacing, which is stupid tight, and you're off the throttle for so long, not because it's loose, but because if you're on the throttle, you're just going to go straight into the wall. I hate the car. And especially in iRacing where you don't get any cautions and you only get 1 set of tires, it is awful.
Have you tried it in NASCAR 25?
I haven't got NASCAR 25 yet.
Okay. I have it. I just haven't tried the ARCA car because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like there's anything to gain from that.
Yeah, I'm like, literally, I'm like, do I really want NASCAR 25 when it's just an arcade iRacing and I already have iRacing?
Oh yeah, no, you don't need it. You're set.
Yeah. Lee is asking a question. What do you think about Cletus running some O'Reilly?
That's so sad that I have to say this, but there was a comment I got. I think it was yesterday, where it's somebody who said it was on the Danica Patrick video that I made, and somebody said, like, Cletus McFarland is the next Danica Patrick, but y'all aren't ready for that conversation. And I sat there in my chair, sad about how much I agree with that, because he is not ready. You're right, Racing Knuckles. He is not ready in the slightest. Kyle Busch is on the money. And I had to remember that Kyle Busch is his teammate, technically, who said his son, his 10-year-old son, Brexton Busch, has probably had oodles more seat time than Cletus has had. It's nothing against the guy. I think he's great for the sport. I think if he were to run a full ARCA season, then we might be able to talk about those stepping stones. But, dude, he's not even close. Like, yeah, I hate it because I want him to do well, but I just know that he's not going to.
Let me ask you a question. And I know that Formula One does a lot of things not great. These regulations are an example, and I know you made your F1 video a couple years ago. But I personally think that if there's two things, we'll keep it just to one for this topic, that NASCAR should take from F1, because I think they do it well. Well, one and a half well, is a salary cap, a budget cap, and their super license points. I think both of those are perfect. Now, how they award the super license points in F1, I mean, people say, oh, IndyCar doesn't get more than F2. Well, yeah, F1 wants people to go through their ladder. That makes sense. But NASCAR needs that. Because we should not have guys like, again, nothing against a guy like Cletus McFarland. Or even like a Riley Herbst or like a Quinn Half from back a couple years ago. Quinn Half should never be a full-time Cup guy with the amount of experience he had. Riley Herbst should not be a full-time Cup guy with the amount of experience and success he had. Cletus McFarland should be touching an O'Reilly car right now. But we don't have a proper system. So it's like NASCAR kind of just says, yeah, you're good enough. Go ahead. Yeah, you're all right. Go ahead. Even though they didn't let Jennifer Jo Cobb when she has over a decade of experience. But NASCAR needs a super license points system. I know a lot of fans don't like that because a lot of fans don't like anything related to F1, but it would make the sport better because you need to have some kind of meritocracy. You just have to do it. Like, when you have a guy like Cletus McFarland, who probably brings a boatload of sponsors, getting a top O'Reilly ride over someone else, you know, like someone else, like let's say in trucks, or someone else in ARCA, it's not a good look. So, we need to have that, because if Cletus doesn't perform at Rockingham, or worse, he just wrecks, it is going to be an ugly, ugly look for NASCAR.
And he already did wreck at Rockingham. He did that test.
Yeah.
Again, nothing against this guy. He is a great ambassador for the sport. He has done some really great things. And he's going to keep doing great things on YouTube. I'm partly biased because he commented on my video and I got all warm and fuzzy inside. But he's not... I do like It's Nothing's comment. He's going to be the next 7-time champion. You know what? Just you wait. You know what? Maybe we're all just completely wrong. Maybe he's a savant and we just haven't seen it yet. But I agree with your point about super license points. And because I can't remember which Slap Shoes video it was where he said, like, there's a point where you have to wonder, are we actually watching the best race car drivers in the country, or at least the best stock car drivers? And history says no. I mean, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, William Byron, all those guys, zero doubt in my mind, they are some of the most talented drivers in the country. But then you look further down the field, Herbst, Cody Ware, he's been in the series for like a decade now and has yet to do anything of note. Like, he's maybe had a top 5 or 2. That's about it. Like, do you really think he'd be here if Daddy didn't have his name on the car? Like,
no.
Yeah. I think about it with super license points because NASCAR is part of that super license structure. You could also do it a reverse where guys like, you know, we've seen Kimi Räikkönen and Jenson Button come over and start driving. They could be a part of that system too. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. Although good luck getting NASCAR to decide like what points are worth what. Because it'd be kind of weird if like one win in a local racing series was worth the same as like being F1 world champion, even though it kind of is. Like, those cars are so different that it'd be a little weird to like be the South Boston track champion matching up with Max Verstappen. But, no, I agree.
Well, also, I mean, like, you know, F1 guy, they probably just go to a road course. I doubt they'd race at an oval unless it's the Daytona 500. But I mean, like, kind of copy F1, like, hey, make the O'Reilly series and the truck series the 2 top ones to, you know, get the points. And, you know, kind of make IndyCar a little bit less, F1 a little bit less after. There's a way to do it. Actually, that might be a great video idea. A NASCAR super license point system. You
know what? I'm writing that. I'm adding that to my notes.
Yep.
You know what? I'll make sure to. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna credit Armani DePaul for that one.
Chat. If you see that video come out in the future, you know it came from here. You know it came from here.
You saw it here first. Nobody else took that idea. That's my idea to steal.
Cody Ware can at least run super speedways. By the way, what's going on with Cody Ware at Daytona? I was at the Daytona race in July, and I was in awe that Cody Ware was leading laps. Then I went to the 500 this year, And I was in awe again. Like, what does Cody Ware know? Like, all of a sudden, it's like Austin Dillon at Richmond. Just all of a sudden, he's the god at Richmond. Cody Ware all of a sudden is a super speedway expert at Daytona. What is going on with that? What?
It's just really he locks in, dude. He has his Gatorade, he has his Wheaties before the race, and dude locks in. And it does scare me. I'm glad we're out of the win and in system, because that scared. I was at like an Applebee's that night with my friends who don't watch NASCAR, and I was like trying to explain to them how if this guy in the Arby's cheesesteak car wins the race, it's like the end of the sport. Like we're never gonna hear the end of it.
I was at that race, and literally my friends and I, we were just like, unironically, we're starting to root for Cody Ware. We're just like, you know what? give me this. Let it happen.
Go full send with the tomfoolery. Honestly, with Harrison Burton the year before, Harrison Burton's a pretty good driver, but he should have been nowhere near the playoffs. Yeah. So honestly, the great climax should have been Cody Ware, top 16 NASCAR driver. That would have been ridiculous.
Skyline is saying Cody Ware 2026 Daytona winner. I mean, the way he leads laps the last two races, can we say it's out of the equation? Cody Ware winning. I don't know if even I'm ready for that.
None of us are.
I don't.
That's a scary proposition.
NASCAR loves short-term notoriety. They stray from long-term built-out success, from it's nothing. I think they're starting to change that with this new chase format.
Yeah.
And I think they're slowly getting back to what worked before, instead of trying to chase that short-term success. I hope they continue that. I'd say they're in a good step in the right direction, but yeah, for like a decade and a half, that is spot on.
I always go back to, I cannot believe that there wasn't a moment, and maybe there was, but like a moment of consideration that Brian France may have had in 2004, where he thought for a second, maybe, oh no, people are going to look back, if the guy in 12th place wins the championship, or the guy who's 10th in points heading into the final race, if he wins a championship, man, that's going to affect history forever. No, we don't care. It's interesting. It's fun. It's goofy. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't believe there was never pause. Again, maybe there was, and maybe they just didn't care, but he was too busy getting DUIs.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
More than like, God, elite. McLeod also was leading Daytona for a bit last year. Was that at the duel? What was last year, that duel where he was fast, or was that 2 years ago?
I think it was last year, the plain black car, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was. Didn't he make the race this year too? Yeah, he did make the 500 this year, because I remember something happened and like he got into a wreck.
Oh, was that the one that Alfredo got DQ'd out of?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because Alfredo was in the 62.
It's Daytona, man. You never know. If your basis of belonging in the Cup Series is you can run at Daytona, I'm sorry, I don't think your terms are strict enough. I think we need to be a little bit more selective, because respectfully, most anyone can run at Daytona.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Lita's saying you should see all my snarky comments and race reaction. I'm afraid to do that. After the stream, I'll take a look. I'm afraid to see that. And my dog is barking for some reason. All right. NASCAR is definitely doing better. Domination from one team or driver is frustrating in the moment, but praise years down the road. Exactly. All right, let me wrap this up quick so I can see why my dog is barking his tail off. But Connor, thank you so much for coming on as always. You guys already know what to do. You guys see the links over underneath his webcam. Go spam Connor. After that, Connor, what can we expect from you besides that NASCAR super license video soon?
Just more good stuff, more epic content coming your way. we got a couple. We got a Dude Wipes video coming out. It's not actually about Dude Wipes. They just were nice enough to sponsor. But we got more videos. Heck yeah.
Hey, Connor, thank you so much for coming on, and each and every one of you, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please like this stream, subscribe to the Daily Downforce YouTube channel. That is the best way you can support me. Check out dailydownforce.com for all sorts of great content over there. We got everything for you over there. And before we go, I'm going to mention one more comment. Skyline, this is another idea for you, Connor. NASCAR versus Tony Stewart.
Stay tuned. I may already be on that, but I appreciate the suggestion.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, stay tuned, and we will see you next week for Darlington. Yep, next week is Darlington. We'll see you then.